Let me get this just... Celtic, hi, how are you, sister? So glad you are here tonight. Let me get my glasses. Blind as a bat. It is great to see you. How have you been? I hope you're holding up well. Hellboy, hello and welcome. How are you tonight? We got loads to talk about today. Oh my. Oh my. You know, I do have a lecture and a lesson for us tonight, you know, to further our knowledge a bit. But I also got a pretty heavy message in from Belial this morning. And even if one isn't following the left-hand path, I feel like his message could apply to a lot of us, most of us even. And I feel like I should share it, and I was told to share it. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Hello, Lady Blind Wolf and Elvira. Hello, Danny. Everybody, how are you? And you used my witch name. Thank you. I hope you're all well. So good to see you guys. And of course, after all of what we have here to talk about and discuss, I wanted to go over kind of like the plan on what to expect with our live full moon ritual tomorrow. I chose tomorrow because the moon will be the biggest, brightest, and closest to the earth. And I also looked in my almanac and, you know, kind of incorporated all of that to pick tomorrow for it. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. How are you, cats? And Celtic, yes. Oh yeah, if you recognize, I got emotes now. Did you see them? Chris put them in there for y'all to see them. Let me know how you like them. And I thought they were kind of cute, but they're difficult to see, so we might switch them up a little bit. But we tried to find some cute witchy ones. We're holding up great. We are great. I love you all. Okay, so the discussion tonight is a bit brief, but we are still, of course, learning these things. I'm going to demonstrate something for you guys. And if you know what I'm doing, please comment, because this is going to go along with our lecture. So this is an example. Yes, the ritual's tomorrow, Cats in Love. Yes. And of course, I will be up quite late because I gotta wait for it to get dark for my American people. And which is fine with me because in between like the witching hour, you know, I'll be awake, so it'll all be great. So I'm going to kind of do this little demonstration, and let me know in the comments if you know what I'm doing. Okay? Renik Vyasa Avash Lilith Liark. What was that an example of. Chant, yes. And thank you about the lipstick. Yes, I kind of wanted to talk about that. It's why I'm wearing it tonight. We're talking just kind of about a little odds and ends when it comes to ritual as well. So, like Hellboy said, yes, I just did an enchant for Lilith. Okay, I am using her as an example tonight. And of course, I drew out her sigil because we're going to be talking a little bit about sigils as well. And yes, it would be an invoking chant for Lilith. I've actually used this several times to work with Lilith. Yes, Lady Blind Wolf, I'm glad you got that. Yes, so that was an example, and there are many ends, but I wanted to, just for those who aren't too familiar, because I had a lot of questions on TikTok, like what are these used for when I posted the video with different enchants and different entities. And I had a lot of people on there going, what is this? And what is it used for? And what language is it? And why is this necessary? And so I'm like, well, you know what? Let's discuss that. Let's put that out there. So, what is the purpose? Also called mantras, chants, is used in various cultures, traditions, and religions like prayer. Chanting in a tune or tone alone or performed as a group. It is common in spiritual practices widely. I didn't even want to list everybody that uses mantras and stuff because that's literally like everyone, everywhere. Even the Catholic Church, when I had to endure that with my fiance, his daughter was getting her christening done. And even the priest there was using Latin mantra chants, and I'm going, ha 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 ha, witchcraft. I was having fun that day. Conjure Mama, hi and welcome. And yes, Lady Blind Wolf did a video on sigils. So did I. Our YouTube is full of information if you guys want to ever head over there on your board time. We put a lot of work into our YouTubes. Maybe you could find info on there. So basically, it is a route to spiritual development and spiritual connection. Native Americans, Buddhists, Hindu, Hoodoo, Voodoo, Catholic, Lutheran, and like I said, many more practice this. It produces a frequency of power, okay, to connect to your goal and the spirituality of it. And to combine your mind, mouth, muscles, and spirit to engage with that of a spirit, and neurologically and epigenetically, the effects will run deep. And those spiritual frequency, so choose your mantras carefully. And we'll get a bit more into that too when we get into more of like the sound bowls and things like that in ritual. We will discuss about frequencies and how that works and operates for spiritual connection and communication. So that was just a little bit about ends and mantras for you guys. Now sigils and seals. There's plenty of information out there on how to create them. If you want me to go more in depth on that, I can. But there's many ways to create them yourself. However, I wanted to talk a bit more about the necessity of them and what they're actually for. So, sigils and seals, they're techniques that are symbolic representation, if my tongue will work today, of the spirit, magical goal, or otherwise made portal to spirit connection, contact, and astral work. Now, I put in and added my own experiences with sigils and sigil magic when I stated that sentence, because I incorporated it in my contact and used it as portals and in astral work. So that's from my experience, and I know that it can be used for that. So sigils can be used for a wide variety of things, especially in chaos magic. And Conjure Mama says, I am not confident creating my own. I'm sorry, doll. One of the most easiest ways, we've all seen it, where you write out your goal and then scribble it out. As long as it feels right to you, or you know what purpose or intent you have for it, then that would be the confidence in it, or the goal in what you're trying to reach. So really, it's not so much of getting the symbol or sigil correct. You know, you can play with that a little bit and always go back and reconstruct it to how you feel accordingly. But it is the goal and the energy of your intention pushed into it to charge it for what you need it for, if that made sense. And I can go into that a bit more later. Cats in Love used an emote. I love it. And Lady Blind Wolf says, we could always use the leftover letters and incorporate the witch's alphabet, and each sigil is unique to the creator. And she is absolutely right. She took the words right out of my mouth. Well done, Lady Blind Wolf. Yes, exactly right. And know the witch's alphabet, guys. Right here on my altar, I think I showed y'all. But I have many symbols, and I use the witch's alphabet in a lot. So it's also going to be tattooed on me, but I will show you that when it's done. So far, all I have really are the elements and a bit of other fantasy-like stuff, but, you know, I got like 24 tattoos and counting or something like that. And thank you for using that emote. Yes, I wanted to let y'all know, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to me for free by you linking your Amazon Prime account to my Twitch. And that will benefit you guys. And yeah. Oh, he posted the... Okay. So... yeah, so like I said, I use them in various ways. You can activate a sigil by peering into it with your intention and goal. Sigils are commonly used, like I said, in chaos magic, but in modern times we do see most paths creating and using them, which is totally fine. Your intent and belief is the tool here, and to push that into the sigil and charge or activate it. So what you're doing here when you're trying to charge and activate that with your intent is you're trying to express the ability to bypass your conscious mind to implant your desire into the unconscious is the key, and to relieve that energy into the sigil, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Sometimes when I'm writing my notes, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good stuff. And then like, I'll go to read it and I'm like, man. Might activate my digits in the bedroom. Yes, you can do that as well, definitely. I talked about Celtic when I did a I did a sex ritual magic. I gotta be careful, I guess, what I say on here when it comes to intercourse. But in the bedroom, I invoked Lucifer, and I tried using a sigil to peer into another realm because I heard from other magicians I could do that. And it started to work, so intense and powerful, but I got scared, so I was like, ah! And Celtic or Conjure Mama says the easiest way, yes, you can breathe on it to activate it as long as your intent is there. Don't do this if you're a beginner, okay? But if I am trying to use my sigils, what I do with mine is, if I'm using them mostly, okay, I do use them for other purposes, but when I use them mostly to create a portal or a connection to the spirit I'm trying to summon or contact, I will trace some of it with my own blood. If you are not experienced in blood, chaos, or black magic, please do not try that. Okay? And Celtic says, I prefer my way, and you know what? Your way sounds fun. So, walk it like you talk it. Your way, girl. Yes, everyone has and develops their own way eventually. And, your way's perfect because our path treads with us individually. Lady Blind Wolf says, my poor name should be a lot of cobwebs. Well, when the mail comes back, might I send you an item to bust them free? No, don't worry. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna get into a little bit about my message from Belial this morning. Like, it was so eye-opening. Please know I am not my mother's daughter. Oh, I love you guys. You put smiles on my face. But so yeah, I'm sitting there this morning and I'm getting ready, you know, I'm trying to jot notes down. I'm trying to put together our ritual and stuff tomorrow, get some incantations done and all this, and I'm just thinking about things in my head. And then the messages just started pouring into my brain, and I'm like, Belial, like I knew it was Belial. And his words hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, I tell you. And I was like, wow. Like, it was a little cryptic, so I had to switch a little bit of it to understand it better, as most demons do give you cryptic, puzzling answers. But why can we not only be love and light? Okay, that's what I was kind of treading on in my head, and I thought about that topic, and because I wanted to kind of let the babies know, in my own path, my own belief and opinion, we cannot only be love and light. And Belial made that apparent and transparent to see. Grand Singer, hello and welcome. So, why can we not only be love and light? Belial made this so transparent to me, and I wanted to give a better answer than because like nature we're both. That's usually my answer. But did I fully understand that? Until he spoke to me. Even though it is a true statement, it begs for a deeper understanding. As a witch, as a person, and magic, Lucifer and Belial gave me a much greater understanding of what this actually means. So Lucifer won from dragging out my toxic parts of my life, what I need to sever from holding me back, and my own flaws. But trailing behind came Belial. A time for truth. Most people, as I have said, hate confrontation, especially with themselves. But Belial says it isn't only about battle, but acceptance and knowing what we are, truly. He laughed and said, now this is quoting what he had said to me, okay? So, quote, humans call us vile, but for centuries we have seen true evil and malice in the waxing and waning of moons. Look in and out of yourself, girl. You already have known this, as many of you do. But the ego and the sight must not stop your own acceptance of what you are. Only then can you truly ever be balanced and work with the light and the dark. But most importantly, the dark, because that is the true power people ignore in themselves. Without true knowledge of this and the self-shadow, you will not be transcendent or taste true ascent in the way you seek to. Stay humble and truly honest with yourself and with them. Tell them, and keep telling yourself this, girl. End quote. So working with Belial has become clear to me he is changing the way I see and interact with the world. And Lucifer is changing how I view and interact with myself. Just to call these entities up and summon them and tell them to do things in your life is not path work, but letting those beings become one with you and teach you about yourself, your worth. That's the key to working with the darker energy in a form of shadow work, but with the demonic energies that can help us embrace and flourish and make change within ourself, which is complete alchemy. To get Belial to fully manifest in our realm, a lot is needed, but the magician may make contact astrally, which is, or, now I hope I pronounced this word right, akashali. That is which is the realm of his existence, the Akasa realm. So when you do this ritual for Belial, you are connecting to self and connecting to his energy on his plane of existence through consciousness. Now, Belial can be fiery and destructive, hot-headed. Just last night, he ripped off my ornament I had on my bathroom door, and it was completely screwed into it. Everybody was in their room, and we just heard a loud crash. And I had a little sign on my bathroom decorated with crystals around it. Sorry about the people outside. Ignore them. With the crystals around it, and it just said bathroom. You know, just an ornamental thing I screwed in the door, and it flung off, and we heard the crash. So he can be at times when he feels you're not applying yourself destructive. So, that being said, I heard blah, blah, blah. But you somehow see and feel a poetic essence in his energy even when he is being fiery or destructive. You want his passion. Belial can talk a lot, something I found interesting because Beelzebub was more silent. So in conclusion of my path work to date, Belial is about war within oneself and killing part of the self. That either A, not to submit so easily to others, you are your own god or goddess. Or B, kill off the negativity and wage war against your own self-destructive ways and accept your own darkness to find yourself through it. The war is spiritual. Belial's energy will help you die each day and be reborn each day with his energy changing and transforming you. All is only transformed. All is only transformed. It will be different for each person's experience with each entity. But my findings I wanted to document and compare to those who also transformed to spiritual freedom through Belial. To destroy what stops our spiritual development, perhaps destroying the meek girl that I once was. to be reborn into someone new, the phoenix. Like we talked about in astrology with the Scorpio, which I am, perhaps Belial is what I must merge with and continue my path to discovery. He whispers of plagues, apocalypses within oneself, and wars on earth. Death, to always leave the option for birth or transformation, or to let the weak perish. Cold, but necessary, many can debate. But he says this has always been life. Always been life. But for now, these are my findings with Belial and my path work. When working with demons, I believe that the key is 1. What did you learn? 2. How will you use this knowledge? 3. Are you going to apply the work? And 4. Do not let fear hinder results. Results and magic is what it is all about. Okay. Now, let me catch up on your comments. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find. I feel that, Conjure Mama says. And Lady Blind Wolf, it's funny you should say that because I sent you a video on the same exact subject earlier today. Did you? Now I know you sent me the video. I still was not able to watch it, but I will get to that, honey. Wait, what the hell did I do? Oh, I messed something up. I always do, don't I? I'm trying to... Okay. And Grand Singer says hi, hello and welcome. Cats and Love said hi. Celtic says there is no light without dark. Exactly. And Grand Singer says I don't need virus anymore. None of us do. But hopefully tomorrow we will help change that. And then Lady Blind Wolf says exactly, we must learn to achieve balance and be rope well-rounded. And Celtic says to Lady Blind Wolf, much love. And Lady Blind Wolf says, because we are born from darkness into light, we can appreciate the light without the darkness, or the darkness without the light. Yes. And Hobby Simon, hi, I'm from Wood. Well, hello. Wood. Lady Blind Wolf, I am on it. Just waiting, Chris. And Cats in Love. Oh, I thought the TV was on. Girl, when I get that video up for you, you're gonna shit. Well, what's also interesting, Lady Blind Wolf, when I had a moment there, and where I mentioned Lucifer helped me see to the toxicity in my life I needed to sever. I think we both know what that is, and it's people in my family that for years have held me back with toxicity, and I would never let go, never, even if it destroyed me, and it has a few times. But we won't get too much into that. But our discussion, I was really upset that day, really upset, devastated, and Lady Blind Wolf had helped me in a phone call, you know, and with what she was talking about with shadow work and stuff is the same thing, very same thing that Belial instructed in me today. You know, that you have to look within, see the darkness, see the hurt, see the pain, see the negative, and you have to accept that. Accept that, because you cannot have the good without the bad. You cannot have the bad without the good. And the lesson and the words of that didn't really impact me until Belial said it to me. And that's when it was like a veil was lifted off of my eyes. And I don't know who else needed to hear that from him. Perhaps maybe one of you or someone who might look at this later, but he did say to tell everyone, meaning you guys. So I shared it with you. When you did the reading, I don't believe it was Belial speaking, it was Hecate. You know, I may believe that as well, Lady Blindwolf. You know, Hecate is my main bitch. My demonic entities, they're looked at as my allies when I'm doing path working. However, Hecate is my patron. She will always be my queen, you know. Definitely. So I believe your intuition may be right. And yeah, I will look at that video when we come off here. You're welcome. Usually I set a schedule for Twitch. Wednesdays is for more advanced practice and left-hand path discussions and practice. Now that doesn't mean that it ain't for everyone. Everyone is welcome to join, come watch, interact, you know. Just a little like PSA for the babies. Don't try this at home till you're comfortable trying it at home. Cool? Cool. But I thought, you know, well, this is really interesting, and this is something that I just really felt the need to share, because sometimes we can think so negatively of ourselves. Am I right? Am I right? Sometimes only we know our darkest forms. Only we know what goes on in our hearts, minds, and head. And instead of us going, for example, I'll use me. I can be lazy. I was an addict. I was a thief, a liar at one time. And these are things that haunt me and have haunted me for years. I wasn't myself. And I've come a long way. But I didn't want to face that bad in me. So I had to look at myself and say, I'm lazy. I was an addict. I've lied. I've stole. It's done. I cannot change that. But if it is weighing on my conscience, then that is the motivator to do what I will. And that will is to make something good out of that bad. Give back. Do everything that I can to make sure I'm not what I dislike or disapprove of. Because I need to be accepting of every part of me to fully ascend. Conjure Mama says truth. And Lady Blindwolf, that's okay, honey. Whenever you get to it. Cats in Love, yes, you're right. Celtic says shadow work can be super hard, but its O becomes stronger for it. Yes, yes, sister, definitely. I know what haunting that way means. Yes. You know, I've been 4 years clean off the really hard stuff. Then they had me on the Suboxone for a while. I'm a little over a year, going on 2 years clean off the Suboxone. I was an opioid addict, and my ritual I did to actually help me end that was with Hecate. I invoked her, and it was the one I was talking about the other night where I saw the purple mist in the field after that invocation. And it was to help me rid, and then I did a Native American one closely after that. But that was on a full moon with Hecate. I know usually her work is with the dark moon, but she still fully was invoked, manifested, and it worked. It worked. I got results. My mind no longer was playing at that addiction cycle, if that makes sense. Instead, I was relieved. Conjure Mama says, congrats, I know how hard that is. Thank you. To be truthful, I was 14 years old, and we had a very abusive family member that had purposely addicted my sister and I to these drugs in order to control us at a young age. But that is as far as I want to get into that. just for a little explanation. But as I grew older, I realized, this is now my choice to get clean or not. I can't keep blaming that person. I can't keep blaming the things that happened to me in life. I cannot keep using these excuses to harm myself. I gotta be strong. So, and anyone else struggling, or has a family member that struggles from addiction, my heart goes out to you. And perhaps, look, your brother died of heroin. I am so sorry to hear that. I know how how painful that can be for family as well, Conjure Mama. My sister is still afflicted by it. I worry for her, and I lost my best friend the last time that I used. We used together. She caught an infection that killed her, and I didn't catch it. And I try to live for her every day. When I was getting clean, detoxing, I did it at home, and my fiance helped me through that. It was so rough, so fucking rough. I kept saying in my head, let this be the end, so you don't have to ever feel this again. Let it be the end. And he kept me strong, too. And then I thought of her. Her name was Amber, and she was beautiful. And I'm sorry for your loss, Conjure Mama. Big hug for you too, sister, for all of you. It's one thing I love about you guys. In the most vulnerable of times, you're there for support. And I am here for you guys for support. And that is something so, so beautiful. Something to be so cherished, And I love all of you. So, you guys want to talk a little bit about how this ritual, how we're going to do this. So I have an idea, and I'm welcoming any ideas you may have. If you want to add or take away, or if you have suggestions, that's fine, because this is all of our ritual, everyone who plans to be there. And if you're just going to watch and be there, that's fine too. You're more than welcome to just come and watch and set your intent to help. Sisters are sisters, that's right. And brothers, yes. So, the full pink moon, the moon of growth, and the biggest moon of this year. Oh, I feel we may use this power to our advantage tomorrow, witches. How about you? If I may have to do it on the inside, and that is fine. If you guys choose to do this on the inside, if you're not able to connect to Twitch, that is fine. I will be keeping you in mind while doing this. I know I want to hug you guys so much. You know what? My next emotes, I have to get so many subscribers before I can add more, which really freaking sucks. But, I will get like hug emotes and stuff like that. Some really cool stuff. So, yeah, you can call anyone you like to meditate with us. So at first, yes, I thought we would yep, can't wait. I know, I'm excited too, guys. I'm a little nervous. First live ritual that I've been trying to put together. But of course, I do have a little clip at the beginning of a song of kind of inspiration. Do you guys want to do like a little meditation before the ritual starts together? So maybe calling on ancestors. You're struggling with it, Clint? And that's okay, because at first we all struggle with meditation. It is one of the most hardest things to get down, and something you have to have so much patience for that a lot of people don't. Yeah, the wandering mind, a lot of people have trouble with silencing that. Not just you. That is just unfortunately something that we have to learn to silence, and it is very difficult. But if you're finding that you cannot silence it, kind of try to sit back out of your mind and listen to your thoughts. Observe your thoughts. What's going through your mind, and why are these things going through your mind? Perhaps there's something there you need to work out with yourself in order to silence the mind, if that makes sense. It does, Conjure Mama. It takes so much practice. And Lady Blind Wolf says, there is a book on Cherokee spirituality called Walking with the Wind. I'm still going through it, but it should help. I did an incantation here. I don't know if you guys want to meditate together at first or not. But I have a little song I wanted to play for us. Perhaps we could meditate and visualize our connection during that, if that's okay. All I'm going to say is not like a proper deep meditation. You can if you want, but kind of like a visualization of us together. You know what I mean? Visualize that link between us all to connect us all during like this opening little song. and I find that music helps, especially in Native American, even if it ain't Native American, but that's the drumming, even Norse, Celtic, they all, music, inspires. And I have a really good song for that idea. That's beautiful. Okay. So I thought of that, and then I thought we'd call, of course, on the elements. And then I mentioned in the incantation, sisters, brothers, and the ancient ones who run through our blood. Shine with me as if the moon were our sun. So I did put in the first incantation, Lady Blind Wolf, of calling on our ancestors and the ancient spirits of the witches then to help us. So I think it goes on further, but I'd like to leave it as a surprise for you guys for tomorrow. Since you played with others, me too, Celtic. Usually I'm alone, but I thought the world really needs it at this time. Is it spiritual work and is it necessary? I don't know, but what is necessary is us and our healing and our love, and we have love to give. So let's try to give it in this world. So our intent at first will be to call on the spirits of the elements, our ancestors, and the brothers and sisters of the past that have died. Basically, older witches, the ancient ones, the very true elders that have passed. And I mentioned spirits of the land for guidance and stuff, and then after this incantation, a prayer of protection and release. And then after this little prayer of protection and release, I figured we could do our offering. And then in closing, another incantation. And I have a closing song as I close the ritual. Is there anything you guys would like to add? Is this okay with you? Does this sound good to you? Please give me your feedback. If you want, I could leave it a surprise, or I could read you the incantations. It's up to you. No problem, Clint. It is what we are here to do. We want to teach. We want to educate people, and we want to push them to find their path and to embrace it. Sounds good. Any supplies needed? I wasn't able to get my hands on that much supplies. So I'm glad you brought that up, Celtic, because I don't have many tools with me since I moved from America to here. I had to leave a lot of it behind. And with the mail closed down and things, packages ain't running and shipments, I wasn't able to get what I needed. And unfortunately, the local shop in Belfast is closed. So I wasn't able to get anything. I had to forage up what I could. I do have a bit of basil I might use in my circle. And I do have my offering. So if any of you, because at the beginning, when we kind of close our eyes in the beginning of the song and picture ourselves in that giant circle, that giant tree of life, we're all branched together, that's going to create our link to each other through the technology. So if you guys have any supplies you would like to add and bring to that circle, because your circle will then become my circle and my circle will be your circle once we open that up and make that link and that connection. So as long as we are intending this and visualizing this, it will work. So if you guys want to bring any supplies you might have that benefits healing, protection, and release of anything negative, please feel free to bring it to the circle. And you could all, I mean, it's just an idea. If you want to record yours and post it, that's cool, you know. But I thought this is a great plan to do together. And Lady Blind Wolf says, or you can always come across some crayons and melt them and take the wax and melt it over candles for color correspondences. Yes, that is a good idea. You just made a blessing oil. Oh, how lovely, Celtic. Yes. And you're the lady that I see all the time in Ireland as well, right? Just to make sure I have the right person. In Elvira, I got my incense and colored candles as what I will use. Perfect. Hellboy says pink salt, candles, bay leaves, pine crystal, gourd, and sigils. Beautiful. Yes, I will be using sigils. You will see them on my body, and you will see them around in my circle. And, oh, okay, hi. Yes, I'm starting to learn and trying to learn and pick up on a lot of the herbs and plants that are here. A lot of them are very foreign to me. I do recognize some, but I'm having trouble recognizing others. When I got to take a walk in the forest, the last time I did, anything I came across that my intuition told me to grab, I grabbed. But I need to learn quite a bit about some of the herbs here. Crystals as well, I will have. Yes, that sounds great, you guys. Yes. Love your motivation. Love that fucking attitude. And I love you guys. This is great. This is great. We shall make a difference. Believe it, and we will see it, and we will do it. And this is going down tomorrow. We got this. We've got this. And we are powerful, badass witches. And thank you all for contributing your supplies and your energy to this cause. By the way, I wanted to tell you, since you're having such a hard time finding lodestones, try looking for magnetized hematite. It has the same principle. Yes, 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 yes. Which I beg the differ and wonder if that isn't the magnetic hematite, or is that lodestone? Because I was told that this was lodestone. It is magnetic. I checked that. But it looked more like what you were talking about to me. More like, I mean, what would you guys, can you even see that great? I was told it was lodestone by the person I bought it from, but I did question if it was the magnetized hematite. Oh, the herb like baby's breath. Thank you, Celtic Hexer. I appreciate that. And there were people picking bags of, it's like a leafy onion almost. Smells like onions in a way too, but maybe it was and I just didn't dig deep enough. I don't know. But I was like, well, other people are picking them, so they must be important. And I was like, well, I'm going to grab a couple of them. And then the ones that kind of look like baby's breath, thank you, Celtic. I really appreciate that information. What color is it? I can't tell. It's grayish black. Grayish black. And we did... Right. So that's what I thought, and I argued, is it magnetic hematite? Because, yeah, I've questioned it. That I have. That's what I thought as well, Lady Blindwood. Thank you for clearing that up for me. That needs to be on a t-shirt. What does, Elvira? The badass witch? Oh, I have a t-shirt that I found here. Get this. Absolutely adore it. It says resting witch face. Amazing. I love it. Which, by the way, I will be making t-shirts in the future, so who knows? We may put that on there. And Lady Blindwolf says, if you have like a refrigerator magnet, hold it towards the stone, see if you don't have a reaction. There's a difference. I use... It's magnetic. It is magnetic. We tested it already. So... Elvira, yes, we will put that on there. I tell you what, that will be on one of my first sets of merch if I ever get t-shirts done. I will put badass witch bitch. Haha. Black ruby. You know, I don't know. And it's kind of crystallized. You can see like crystallized chunks in it. Shiny. And very magnetic, because I have these, you know, the magnet things you can play with, and it's got the little metal pieces, and you can pull them, but it pulls to that magnetic thing. Yeah, I was able to pull the metal all the way up with it, so it's definitely magnetized. I just questioned, did he really sell me lodestone, because it doesn't look like a typical lodestone, and I questioned, was it hematite? So... thank you for helping me clear that up. Hellboy said, oh my god, yes. Oh, and a black ruby sounds amazing, doesn't it? The person was a liar, don't know their crystals. Yeah, I got it when a little festival came to Belfast, for, what was it for? Oh god. I don't know. It was like before all this hit. Probably in like December, I think. Just before Christmas, they had a little festival there. That's what it was for. And there was one little crystal shop with crystals and incense. But they didn't have that out, and I was looking for lodestone, and I told him, you know, I need lodestone. Do you have any? And he pulled it out from the back counter, and he only had 4 of those. And he goes, here's the lodestone. I'm like, are you sure this doesn't look quite like? And he goes, yes, it's lodestone. So yeah, I got screwed, but it's for the same purpose, so hell. And I love it, because I wish you guys could see the detail in it, because it is very pretty. I'm trying to like move it to where you could see the crystal-y chunks in it that shatter in different directions. It's quite cool. Yes, I really would like lodestones, and yes, also I thought about, because of that reason, Lady Blind Wolf, I could put a thought form into the lodestone, but also I don't know if I want to do that yet or not. I don't know, I'm debating. Thank you, Cats in Love, and that would be actually a good idea, Lady Blind Wolf. Yes. And also, I want to get some hagstones. I hear those are quite common around the beach areas here, and I will definitely be looking for them when I go visit the Giant's Causeway this summer. Definitely looking forward to that. And definitely looking forward to going back to Dublin. I loved Dublin. There is a Viking castle there that I visited, and shh, don't tell no one. The really old part of the tower that's still standing that they said not to touch. I touched it and I took a piece of the stone and asked the spirits if it was okay. Yeah, I did that. Because I heard if you take some things from some areas, with spiritual energy like that, your ass could be cursed or in trouble. But Celtic says, I'll get you one. Just let me know where to send it. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet of you and Lady Blind Wolf. If customs will allow it, Lady Blind Wolf, like she said. But thank you, Celtic. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'd love the opportunity one day if I know I'll be in Dublin when we can afford it and all this mess goes away. I would love a chance to sit down and chat with you a bit. Um, I'm trying to get a little bit in touch with and play with my Celtic bloodline as well. And I do know much about the Druid and Celtic path. However, I am not like advanced in that path. So I would love the opportunity to discuss that with you. That'd be really cool. And Lady Blindwolf, if I'm ever in America again, yeah, oh yeah, we meeting. But we've discussed the world probably wouldn't be ready for that. Like, you want to talk about apocalypse? Put Lady Blindwolf and I in the same room. We have way too much fun. I bet if we were all in the same room, the world then would be kaboom. Because I know it. We all have our fun too. Oh, it does sound like a great time. Just being in this room here with all of you is great fun. It's like the highlight of my day, especially in these days. Because you guys do cheer me up a lot, The day drags as we go along, and I'll do my practice, but as weeks go by in quarantine, you're like, damn. Fuck's sake. That is a word I picked up over here too, guys. Fuck's sake. The Irish have me saying fuck's sake for everything now. I always pick on my fiance about that they got me saying fuck's sake about everything. I was like, in America, I haven't heard that in so long, like probably since I was a child, but yes, Celtic. I like that. That is beautiful. You guys are my family. We swear like sewer rat. Oh my god, Celtic. Do you want to know what part of the drama is with my family? And this is only a small little portion. Americans. And I'm saying that, and I'm American, okay? My mother hates the C word. I'm not sure if I can say it on here or not, but I personally love the word. It's very common over here, used for like fool or you idiot, or they say it for everything. Like Chris is always talking to his friends, and I know from having friends on the PlayStation from here, it's just a word used that Americans view as, oh my God, that's the most worst thing you could ever possibly say. And because Chris said, don't be like those other silly C words, because my mom works in the hospital and ICU. He said, get out of there, you know, protect your family, because she's taking care of my grandma and other people. And all she heard was the C word, and it's the end of the world. The end of the world. Yep, that one. That one. Cunt. I've said it. And I love it. I'm just not sure the terms on here, if I'm allowed to say it or not. In America, it's very derogative. They don't, it's like one of the worst things you could call somebody. Yes, I love twat and twat waffle too, Lady Blind Wolf. I use that all the damn time when I'm pissed. I'm like, oh, you fucking twat. You know, I fit in here with the swearing, okay? I've got a potty mouth, especially when I get pissed. I don't know if that is the Irish side of me. Perhaps. My grandfather was from here. So perhaps he says I get everything from him though. Like when I would visit him and stuff, and he would make the desserts and like different foods and stuff, we would have our Sunday dinner with him. And if I wanted dessert before dinner, he'd be like, that's the Irish in you. Or if you know, anything I did, he was just so proud of it. He was just, that's the Irish in you. Cats in love, apparently it is horrible enough to hate. I guess, I don't know. Don't be a cunt, same as don't be a dick. Yes. And I looked it up too, UK meaning versus American meaning. It states on Google in America it's derogatory, and it states on Google in the UK it is a widely used term for you idiot or fool. So I'm like, and I tried to explain to them, everybody over here uses it like we use fuck over there. Like, get over it, you know? It's not like he meant to hurt you. Petty, petty. Oh, you have no idea, Hellboy. No idea at all. Conjure Mama says, yes, it is. I've never been there in my ancestry. No one in my family cuss. And then Celtic says, I learnt my best cussing from my family. And then Lady says, like over there, fuck our... Oh, fag, yes. They call cigarettes fags. That's another thing. Or like I was discussing, Fanny in America is your ass. Fanny over here is your cunt. Over here in the UK, it's just another word, not even that bad. Right, thank you. And that's fucking true. Yes. I love you guys. Yeah, yeah. In America, if you say fag, you could get beat up for that in certain areas. That is true. Just like over here, if I was to mention or say certain things, I could get in deep shit. You know, I'm legit scared to even show that I am a witch in certain areas. Just saying. You have wanker as well. Oh, yes. Yes. I love wanker. I can't say it as good as you UK people, though. But I love it when it is said. Chris, all the time, you wanker. And I'm like, yes.
Wanker.
There it is. I love it. Love it. Love it, guys. I thought being a witch was so much more accepted in the UK. Probably in England, Conjure Mama. I am in Northern Ireland, where religion is. Have you heard of the Troubles? I. It's basically a lot of religion around, and I don't want to hurt or disrespect or disrupt anything in this area. You know what I mean? Celtic, yeah. Now Southern Ireland, right, where you are, it probably would be more accepted. Now there is, sorry, there is a coven. They call themselves the Hand of Ulster or something like that here. And I did get invited to go participate in one of their lectures or Sabbaths or whatever, but I'm choosy, you know. I'm kind of like I don't really. Is your hubby Catholic or Protestant? Catholic, Irish all the way. He's green man. It's starting to get accepted. Well, yeah, his mother does have, she's like, is she half English or something like that? But mostly Irish, and yeah. His mother has.
Mother was born in England.
Oh,
Dad was born here.
She said she was born here.
No, she
but
was
she
born
had,
in England,
but her parents were from England, is what she said.
She was brought over here by my nan.
Oh, really?
At 3 years old.
Okay, so he has a bit of English in him, but he was brought up on the Catholic side. His father, I do know, is full Irish. I could always educate the UK people on redneck grammar and redneck customs. Boy, would they be running scared. Oh, I'm well aware. I was raised. I lost my southern accent. Sometimes my twang will come out, but being back in New York so many years, I lost that twang. But I was raised in Florida, Georgia, Alabama areas. Born in New York, but left New York. My stepfather, who I consider my father, because he took care of me when my real dad was kind of an ass, but he was from Florida. So my mom met him and we moved there, and I was raised there from like 5, 6, something like that. And then when I was in my 20s, I moved back to New York because they separated, and my mother went to New York to be with her family. And then she got sick, so I kind of followed, and I was there for so many years. So I know the best of both worlds, and I know the worst of both. Mixed breed. Conjure Mama says, if the world gets back to normal, we will be moving to North Carolina backwoods. Probably gonna be in the broom closet. The South in America, religion is, oh, so much worse. But if you're in the woods, you do have that privacy. I do miss the woods. When I did grow up, it was in a rural area. We were way out in the woods with a little trailer, and we hunted for our food. I could survive in woods if I need to. Your dad is from Belfast, really, Celtic. That is interesting. That is really cool. So you know well then, of course, the histories, and of course you do. Ballymurphy. Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah, the Jehovah's Witness door to door, Lady Blind Wolf. I have so much fun with them. See, when I was I was dabbling in witchcraft at a young age, but also at the same time I was looking at different religions. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness and I listened to a lot of her bullshit. The only thing I agree with them is they admit that the holidays belong to the pagans, so they don't celebrate them. Well, good on you guys for acknowledging that, but you're still assholes. Yes, shamrocks. I just bought a little plant of shamrocks too from the little shop. I was like, yes, I must have these. I must have these. I need luck. And I'm in Ireland. They probably know each other well. Who, oh, your dad? Yes. My fiance's dad was born and bred where your dad is from. So they probably do know each other, actually. Probably made petrol bombs together. Love it. Oh, I'm probably.
Do you know Celtic? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. He was born and bred in Ballymurphy, and you know what it's like back in them days. They're probably the same age group in all 60s.
Over here, the churches will go door to door, banging on your door. Every time I open it, though, I love messing with them. And, they're like, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? And I'm like, have you heard of my Lord and Savior, Satan? And then they're... I play around with it a little bit. I like to scare them a little, just a little bit. I know it's mean, but hey, they shouldn't come bother. We don't go knocking on doors saying, have you heard of Hecate? Or have you heard of Odin? Come on. This is my book of shadows. I'm going to read to you to convert you to my religion. Could you imagine if witches did that? Do they realize how they sound? They'd call us crazy, but they worship a dead guy on a cross that was probably a witch himself, a very powerful one at that, and a necromancer. And they bathe in his blood for protection and call on him and invoke the Holy Spirit. I mean, is that not witchcraft? Bam! Mic drop. They came to my apartment once, and my roommate told them that I was downstairs and I was borrowing something, and my neighbors were downstairs smoking pot, and they opened the door. I know they smelled it. That is wonderful. Cats and Love says that would be fucked up, right? And Elvira, oh my god, I need to do that next time. Just say it's okay. He was here for tea last night and told me you were coming. Oh, I like that, Celtic. I love that. I may use that, actually. Yes, yes. Oh, giving me ideas. Ooh. Everyone knows Scorpios love to be bad for some reason. It's just something we get pleasure out of a bit. They look at you scared, Chris says. Yes, Lady Blindwolf says. Eat bread in his body, drink wine, grape juice as his blood during communion. Yes, and we were saying that Chris on his TikTok recorded some of the enchants that the priest was saying there. And I'm looking at him the whole time like, this is legit witchcraft. What the fucking fuck? He's enchanting. He's and I'm thinking in my head, oh my god, because I've never been to a Roman Catholic christening before, and this, I'm like, it's ritualistic. It's witch witch check, They run. Elvira, Scorpios are connected to Lucifer. That's why we get funny bad ideas. You know, we kind of are associated with the underworld, though, Pluto being one of our ruling planets. Yes. And I think Belial actually, I made a connection to Belial with that. He likes the death and the rebirth transferring into the phoenix. And from what I understand, that's talked about in astrology with Scorpios. So I'm wondering, is Belial going to become a bit more of a part of me than what the others did? Wait, what? What I miss? Uh, Hold on. I missed something here. What'd Lady Blind Wolf say? He did say that that's why his equipment wouldn't work when he was around. Yeah, we, all I kept thinking during that, the equipment on what that part with the TikTok, we, or is that what you're talking about? Or hold on, let me go back. I'm confused. I'm confused. Which it's not easy or not hard to confuse me, guys. I was in Wellison and it would this quit moving on me? I hate this. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Okay, there was a guy. Oh, hold on. Oh my god, what is this computer doing? I hate you with the passion of 5 suns. His description isn't even correct because if you look at every church, it's always a white dude. True. We have a deal, some kind of thing. Just no tax. No, I was talking about YouTube, but there was a guy who was on YouTube telling Christians to ban the Dollar Tree. Why? Because we find so much good stuff in Elvira Poundland. I love that place. That is the Dollar Tree for over here, Lady Blindwolf. And that place has so much you can use and great prices. Oh my god. Like Ireland, I came here from America where everything's so taxed and expensive. And I'm going, oh, yes, yes, this is awesome. This is awesome. Look at that price. Look at that fucking price. And then we go and get groceries. And I'm going, this is awesome. This is awesome. Look at that fucking price. Like, my groceries over there for this would have been 300. And here, it's like 40 pounds. Fuck yeah. I was like, I love Ireland. This is awesome. Because that's where the witches were getting our supplies from. Yeah, came across the dollar. Oh, jeez. Oh, big deal. They need to get over it. Like, if you notice, they're the only ones holding on to this, like, with a passion. It harassing us. Today, I got so many harassments on TikTok from Christians, too, by the way, if you didn't see that. Oh my god, it's a mess. They are vicious on there. And then I had one try to convert my soul today and threaten me with the blood of Jesus and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And he's like, pray, please. Have you tried prayer? And I'm like, yeah. It didn't get answered. Muslims are worse. And Hellboy says they are not the brightest because we always find ways and supplies in anything. So true. Muslims too, though, yes. Cats in love. Oh my god. Conjure Mom, I'd rather deal with the Yeah. Well, God, I don't know which I'd rather deal with none of them. Like, I'm just like, stay out of my face and I'm happy. Like, I think I'd rather burn in hell than deal with the Christians, and that's sad. If I believed, I mean, I believe hell is a place in the astral world. I do believe in the, nine circles and certain things. I have my own beliefs. They're pretty elaborate. But what you manifest in the astral realm, as I've said before, manifests like that. And that's why the astral realm is a bit ahead of us, the material realm, in the future. And that's how spirits are able to give future answers during divination. And from my own astral work, I have found you think something, you manifest it instantly. So if I die, I'm dying, okay, on my deathbed, and I'm fearing in my head, am I going to go to hell? Am I going to go to hell? Or am I going to go to heaven? Am I going to go to hell? When you die and you don't die in peace, you're going to manifest that fear. Or if you die in peace and believe you're going to heaven, you're going to manifest heaven. If that is why Buddhists train their entire lives to die as peaceful as possible, no matter how they die, because they know this. Research that a bit. And we're going to be getting into like the Kabbalah and a few other topics like that. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that as well. Celtic X, you need to start a YouTube. See, the thing with that, Lady Blind Wolf, though, the YouTube, I'm still climbing and stuff. I still want to do it. And I still want to put my energy into YouTube. But YouTube's about to change again. You're going to need at least 2,000 followers. And like, I think he said like 250,000 watch time to even get anywhere or affiliated. I just find that I think I would be beating a dead horse to put my energy into that as a professional witch when I could be putting it into here, in my opinion, a better platform. I think because it does reward your viewers. You can interact with them, in my opinion, a bit better. But that's just me. I am still gonna do YouTube, but Twitch is also an option, guys. You know? And that would be Lady Blind Wolf, more so for people that want a career out of it. At first, I didn't. But I'm disabled now and I'm still fighting for citizenship. And this is kind of my only source of income. And how that idea came by me was people started getting in touch with me on the website to do magic and packs and other things for them. I don't have much business on there. It's like, I think I've done 3. That's it. But, sometimes it's our only way. And yeah, definitely. I do like it much better too, Conjure Mama. You guys get rewarded. Don't forget, you're gaining points as you watch me. Don't forget that. And when I get to a certain amount of subscribers, I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway. Huge. We're gonna have tarot cards, pendulum, crystals, and something really special in there. It's gonna be a little witch package. So that's going to be nice. Yeah, so don't forget about your points for viewing this. You get rewarded. And later, once I gain a certain amount of following, I can give you guys badges for being here with me from the beginning, the longest. I can reward you guys with other free items as you gain points as I grow. So I do like that I can reward you guys as well on this platform. Do you know what I mean? Because you guys are just as important as the creator. You guys are what makes the creator. I was saying you could use it as a promotional tool. Yeah, and that's a great idea, Lady Blind Wolf. I do love YouTube, and there's great witches on there, great information on there. And yes, if you aren't looking for Um, you know, if you're not looking for the subscribers and stuff for the professionality of it, then YouTube is a great way to go. Um, I just prefer Twitch. And Clint says disabled. Hope you'll be okay. Oh, I'll be fine. It's mostly I have psoriatic arthritis so bad that it is in all my joints. It's eaten half my tailbone away already. It's on my organs as well. And then, of course, I have fibromyalgia, degenerative disc disease, need a hip replacement. The list goes on and fucking on. Make people aware of the Celts. And Lady Blindwolf made a great point there. Yeah, there is a lot of people that practice Celtic. That would be great for you because I've watched your content. You're great. You know your shit and your path. And that is amazing. And I do see others out there that even I know is misinformation about the Celtic path or the traditions. And I do know that a lot of the traditions are kind of closed off. But if you did want to do that, that'd probably be great for you because you make really good content. Celtic, if you don't necessarily want the camera. Yeah, that's true too. But I love seeing her on camera too. Like Celtic, you just have this little light about you and you're so cute. I'm sorry to say it like that. But you are. Every time I see you, she's so cute and I just love her accent and the way she says things. Oh my god. You had me at tink instead of think. I love it. If you don't need an organ or blood donor, actually I am anemic as well, Hellboy. I've had to have blood transfusions before in the past. Maybe I could use your blood one day. But thank you. I appreciate that and everyone's concern, but I am good, you know. I'm dealing with it in the best way that I can, and some days are better than others. But right now I'm just worried about my children to feed. So if I can make something out of this, great. You know, if not, I will try until I can't no more. But I am grateful for you guys. Yeah, traditional Irish witchcraft is closed, yes. That's what I understood from that as well. A lot of them are closed. Now, I'm not going to lie, and I don't mean any offense. I have pulled from some Celtic traditions, Druid. When I was just specifically walking the Grey Witch path, that was what I tried to incorporate, also with a few other things. But I kind of pulled eclectically from multiple traditions for a long time and played with those to kind of see which path I would walk to, where it would lead me, if that makes sense. What if you have Irish descent but your family kept it closed without witchcraft and didn't pass on the information? Wonderful question, Lady Blindwolf, because I would like to know that as well, for my own self. I do know that a lot of us over there that are American Irish, they view it a bit different here. My fiance had to explain that to me. When I first met him and I was like, "Oh, cool, I'm half Irish." He's like, "You're not Irish." And I'm like, "What do you mean I'm not Irish? My grandfather came from Ireland. I'm Irish." And he goes, "You're American. You were born in America. You're American." And I'm like, "Fuck." You know? So I was like, "Damn it." And a lot of people do view it kind of like that, but I like to go by your blood because blood is our life force and blood means so much. Umbrella under Celtic is little more in it. Right, I thought that too, because I have a strong feeling that their members were Irish witches. then you wouldn't know the way, if you get me. But personally, I'd love people to be able to do it as it's dying out. What does Africans have? What do you mean, Clint? Like, as far as blood? Now, African blood, from what I understand, is quite powerful. There is, I would like to discuss that actually. I might make that one of our next upcoming topics about blood and the significance of it and the lore in it and myths. If you guys would like that, let me know, because I just can't speak for all traditional Irish witches. Celtic. Thank you for that. And Hellboy, yes, that's how we Puerto Ricos, we see people from FI and NY and never step foot in the island, right? So, but I do believe blood is the carrier of our essence. Back in older times, if someone important died, people in the street, like in the streets, they would gather around to collect their blood and drink it or bathe in it. They believed they were taking what was good in that person into themselves. I think there's a beauty and art in that. Yes, African, Celtic, you are so right. A lot of the African traditions are really awesome. Same with the Puerto Rican, like Hellboy. Um, I've looked into them, and my friend, Jay, you guys might know him as That Witch Jay, or now he changed it to Hoodoo Jay. Um, he practices hoodoo too, and I've gotten a lot better understanding of the tradition from him and a few others. So they told me about the Tokalashi TikTok I did. Do they have witches? The African tradition? Oh yes. Oh yes. Just they're more from what I understand, hoodoo, voodoo, Haitian, Hinduism. No, Hindu. Sorry, not Hindu. Hoodoo, voodoo. But over here, we get a lot of flack if you're a witch and practice from several paths. That's true. Yes, good and super nasty. Yes, that's true. Like white people getting flack for practicing hoodoo or voodoo. Yes, Jay made a statement about that because he gets a lot of hate for that because he has light colored skin. He's white. But we argue the fact that, again, going back to our blood, they say that all creator or all humans were originally from the African descent, that at one time we were all people of that color, that tradition, and I'm not quite sure how all that works. I got to do the research, but I think we should do a little lecture about this. I think I should research more about blood, and I think we should explore that topic. What do you guys think about exploring blood and uses and dive into that a little bit? Conjure Mama, I'm hoodoo. Conjure right. And do you ever get hate, Conjure Mama? And Hellboy says every culture has their own version of witchcrafts, and that's true, and no two paths will be the same. That's why I just call what I practice American folk magic. That's cool. Like our friend Kinetic, which she practices Egyptians witchcraft and gets back because she's white. And then Celtic, I tried getting rid of a hex at a crossroads. It just made a mess. Really? At the crossroads. Um, hmm. I often, and yes, my fiance just found out he is of Norse descent, that his last name, we researched it because I wanted to know what he was because I feel such a powerful essence in him. And he is a seer, a really powerful seer. And we did a little bit of research last week on him and found out that his family actually was part of the Norse that was taking over part of the island way back in the day. I think everyone needs to stop telling each other what we can and cannot do. But I have been known to throw out an ammonia jar here and there. And Conjure Mama, I agree with that. I do believe we do need to keep traditions traditional, but I don't think we should have a prejudice on who gets to practice it or not. So I think we keep tradition as a traditional witch, but we don't get to decide who gets to practice that and in their own way. That is up to the practitioner and the occultist. Yeah, you get cars to go over here. Conjure Mama, yes. And Hellboy, I do once curse at a crossroad. It worked a little bit too effectively. The crossroads, actually, I found not only, I know they're for Hecate, but talking with my friend Jay again about hoodoo and stuff, I realized that Papa Legba and a few other spirits are associated with crossroads as well. So I think it depends on who you're dealing with there. I think be clear on what entity or what exactly you're wanting out of the crossroads. We can discard things there. We can do offerings there. We can open up portals there. We can do spirit summoning and communication there. There are people that even go there to make pacts. So the crossroads can widely be used, and crossroads you can make in your house. I wanted to express that as well. In your doorway, if it's for Hecate, that is. I don't know much about for Papa Legba or any of the others, but your doorways you can make as the three-way crossroad, like a hallway, you know, how it goes three directions. Or you can actually draw it out or make one in your circle and use it as the crossroads if you cannot get to one. It is, of course, better to try to make it there, but you can make your own crossroads too at home. It's meant to scatter the intention, but it mashed it, and it was there for 2 days. Ooh. The African and Mayan deities and pantheon, not that I work with them, but I still respect them, and they have a place in my household for my kids. Beautiful. Conjure Mama, I'm with, so I can't draw on my Native American side? Fuck that. You know what? Conjure Mama, same. I get shit for being pale as well, but my father is full Mohawk Native. So you have Native blood in you, you can work that shit. I don't care what they say about that. That is our land. That is the spirits in that land were our ancestors, were who owned it. If you have Native blood in you, you can practice it on your own land. Don't let nobody tell you can't just because you're pale. And a lot of them have the prejudice. It's sad because a lot of the prejudice from the paleness comes from it being passed down on what the pale-faced did to them, did to our ancestors. So the pale-faced natives have to get hate for that, you know? So, and Ricky Adams 666, hello, thank you for joining. And Celtic said, I just said it is done. He's gone. Papa Leg was probably like, check this bitch out. I bet he was too. He was like, okay, little Miss Kel, I see you. Lady Blind Wolf, how's your mama? I do it all the time. I'm going to be making myself a talking stick soon. Yes. And Conjure Mama, Lady Blind Wolf, love. Hellboy says, I know the feeling. I know my appearance doesn't show my Tano ancestry. And Ricky, I called upon Lucifer yesterday. He came to me, but I found out he doesn't make pacts with minors, so no pact for me. How old are you, Ricky? 13. Um, have you been practicing long, Ricky? I need a cigarette. You know, for around 6 years? Okay. Okay. So, if you're, uh, I mean, that could be a couple things. It makes me a little nervous though, but okay. So, you summoned them and you were successful, which I know is possible because around 14 I saw Lucifer for the first time. Okay. But I couldn't make any pacts with him as well. However, I don't know if there's much of a prejudice there. There might be a way around that. He may have told you that because he doesn't feel your mind needs maybe to mature a little more before you make a decision you're trying to make, perhaps. Or perhaps he needs you to look further within before he'll make the pact. Was there anything else said or done during your ritual? And if you can, Ricky, I was gonna say to book a consultation with me, but I don't know if I'll get in trouble because you're a minor. Yes, Lady Blind Wolf is right. It does make me a little nervous, Ricky, only because I've been practicing 20 years and I could barely handle Lucifer's energy. You gave him a blow. Ooh. Ricky. No, no. All right, Ricky. It's not a complete fuck up that's concerning me. It's not that you fucked up. Part of witchcraft and learning it is making mistakes and seeing for ourselves. May I just suggest holding off on blood magic? I will do, actually. That's why blood was probably on my mind so hard tonight, guys. Perhaps that's why. We will talk about blood magic tomorrow, Ricky. I know tomorrow's Wednesday, usually for left-hand path, but blood magic will do just as fine. Please tune in tomorrow, Ricky. We'll talk about blood magic and what that means. And I will talk a bit more on what it means when you open your life up to these entities and what actually happens and the process that they put you through. And perhaps we can we'll figure that out together, bud. And like Lady Blind Wolf is right, and Lady Blind Wolf is She's being honest here and giving you some good advice. Now, I'm not getting on to you, and I'm not gonna tell you you're a fuck up or that, you know, in my opinion, should you be doing this yet? Probably not. Because I know you understand much. However, I don't think he'll hurt you. However, opening yourself up and conjuring up these things, especially with blood, because blood is binding. Okay? It's not only an offering, it is a binding when it comes to these entities. You're giving away something precious to them. They do love blood offerings. However, that is also binding to the spirit and you. You may start having these entities work around you and right. As and thank you, Lady Blind Wolf and Celtic. I don't think he's going to hurt you. I just believe that yes, he needs your mind fully developed. He needs your brain fully developed. He needs you mature enough and able enough, consciously and unconsciously enough to understand the measure of what you're doing. And if he was going to do something to hurt you, he would have done it right then and there. Lucifer isn't full of malice. He's full of, actually incapable of love. Something surprising to me as well when I first conjured him and started letting Lucifer work with me. But here's the thing. I've been practicing witchcraft for 20 years and I've only been doing left-hand path work a little bit in secret, so probably 3 years now, and I just started coming out with it publicly like a year ago or something like that on my YouTube. But sweetheart, that could get ugly because, again, I did give him a drawing of a half demon, half angel, which I think he liked. He probably did, and he probably accepted these offerings humbly, you know. When Lucifer's invoked, without being too nosy first, may I ask what you were asking in the pact? And did you sign it before or after he was invoked or evoked? He is the justice bringer, yes. As well as shit. I believe it's Azazel, or no, it's Belial. Sorry, duh. Working with him now. As well as Belial, to find your inner self and help with divination. Well, at least you did your research enough to know what Lucifer's going to do for you and how, what you were seeking from him was, actually on point. The astral travel would be more for like Beelzebub, but God, don't please, not him. Not Beelzebub. Okay. You were on point for what you were asking for. The problem here is you're not ready. And that's okay. Because even I admitted that I wasn't ready for a lot of what I experienced with Lucifer's energy. When I merged my soul with his, I could barely speak the full incantation. Yes, I, Conjure Mama, actually, that was my topic for tomorrow was pacts. And I'm now we're kind of getting into, see, I don't have as many baby witches on here as I thought I would have. So the rituals I started because my baby witch, which I don't know why she hasn't been on here lately, but she had actually asked me to start with ritual magic. So that's why I did this whole ritual thing. I know a lot of us know a lot of this already, but I figured since our little community we built here is a bit more experienced, I'm gonna step it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about pacts. I talked about petitions and a little bit about pacts yesterday, but we're gonna get into blood magic and pacts tomorrow. Definitely. And Lady is a prime example of what we preach against. Yes, yes, definitely, Lady Blind Wolf. Yes. I believe we've all fucked up before, and we try to keep the ones that are younger or less experienced from making those mistakes. But unfortunately, we get called gatekeepers now if we do that. But also, it isn't a bad thing because what did you learn from this, Ricky? I want to hear from Ricky. What did you learn? What did Lucifer teach you through this? No, Ricky, he's not going to hurt you. However, you do need to do a cleansing of your home and yourself. Speaking of Beelzebub, oh, let me go back. Sorry, guys. I had my second astral projection. That was intense. Oh, Hellboy, awesome. I'd love to hear about that. How was it? And did you see as crazy of things as I seen? The colors and the... I mean, what did you experience? I'm interested to hear. That is awesome. Seems like he is doing well for you. And yes, Celtic under the full moon. I agree. He's not going to hurt you, but I would do a cleansing. You gotta let them touch the hot stove sometimes. And yes, that's true, Conjure Mama. But Ricky, I do want to hear, don't fear. Okay, if you want to walk this path, if you truly want to walk the left-hand path and learn, okay? You can learn off me and other practitioners, but what I want to know is what did you learn off of this? And you cannot fear. Have no fear. I learned to start researching more and not give blood offerings and do more research. That's good. And that's a good answer. I do like that answer. But Lucifer, accepting your offering, didn't tell you that he didn't want you. He just told you you weren't ready. Therefore, he did give you, in a way, what you asked for. To work on your inner self. To work up to being able to do what you want to do. Keep that in mind. Now just make sure you do a cleansing and you will be just fine. I do not think Lucifer will hurt you. Lucifer, that TikTok I made where I'm like, you're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You can't be that guy, because everyone makes Lucifer out to be this big awful person, and to be honest, I think Beelzebub was more of the asshole than Lucifer. That's my personal opinion. Beelzebub, please, it was a joke, Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. He ain't gonna hurt me. But so Ricky, might I suggest starting out with Wicca? It does offer a good foundation. My advice too, though, if he's been studying for 6, the sage will smell like pot. So should I use Palo Santo? You can. See, you do know much. You know much. My advice is to study black magicians, read their grimoires, read old rituals, read Aleister Crowley, read The Black Arts by Richard Cavendish. If you're truly interested in this and you actually research, do not practice the left-hand path yet. Don't practice it. But research it from now until you are older, and imagine what you could accomplish with that knowledge, and then what you're going to unlock then. Because if I knew now what I knew at your age, I would have been researching all the way up till I was 22. So you do know much. You can use sage. I do find if you bless salt water, that works just as well. You know. And yes, Lady Blind Wolf. And yeah, study Wicca with a grain of salt. That's kind of my feeling on that as well, Conjure Mama. And Hellboy says he opened a door that seemed to be made out of flesh. He didn't say anything, but he did give a lot of my body language of pointing me in the right direction. Hellboy, you just gave me chills. You know why? When I was told, I don't know if you guys can see my painting up there with the sigils. I don't know, because the chat's there, I can't see the camera. Let me just turn it a bit. It's not my most precious piece of work, but I think you guys can see that. When I was working with Beelzebub, he told me to paint this. Now, this was before I knew I was going to work with Belial. He told me to merge his sigil with Lucifer and Belial's, and to make it look like flesh and blood. There's something to that, and these are those aha moments between practitioners that I was talking about earlier, where we can put two and two together, our links, your findings with my findings, and say, okay, yep, this is real. So Ricky says, I've been Wiccan, but I turned to Hellenistic paganism after Apollo and Artemis claimed me. Okay, so you do know much. You're quite knowledgeable, Ricky. You do know much. My advice is to practice what you practice, but these types of entities and blood magic, I would definitely wait on. I'm going to tell the same story. I heard another witch somewhere else tell this, and things like this can happen, where she knew a girl apparently that was doing blood magic with a goddess, but didn't do enough research. And didn't know that this goddess requires, while sacrificing blood, not just a few drops, but the whole body's life's blood. And then the girl ended up getting hit by a car like a week or so later. Moral of the story is, witchcraft is a practice. Can be dangerous, and we cannot rush these things. Give it time, give it energy, and give it work, and you will be able to get what you want with Lucifer one day. You'll be able to command or to talk with these entities one day. But I would definitely hold off on that for a while. Okay? I can't remember which goddess it was, Ricky, but I do know that different gods do require different things. It's very important to know the spirit almost better than you know yourself. My mistake as well, when I first started, another black magician had told me the left-hand path's calling, you just dive right into it, when I told him Beelzebub appeared to me. And this guy is pretty big, especially on YouTube. But did not warn me that skin infections is something he will bestow upon you if you're still battling things in your shadow work. And it happened to me, head to toe infection. It was awful, and oh my God, suffering. And I had no clue why until these magicians spoke about it and said that that was something he did. And I said, well, my bad for not fucking researching. My bad for listening to them when I should have followed my own intuition. So I did what I needed to do with myself to change that so that would quit happening to me, and just continued on with the path working. But that's because I already had knowledge learned of how and why and where and the ins and outs and what to do. And that's something you're gonna need to gain, is control over all. You're gonna need to master the basics before you can jump into things like that. You went into a place of land, flesh, steel, and rust, and I cannot describe the colors that I saw, what would be the sky, and I heard bones cracking, but the entire time I felt comfort. If they'll secure. I hope I'm expressing myself correctly. I get you, Hellboy. The astral realm is something amazing to be experienced. And I love hearing people's stories because there is, it's endless. The possibilities in that realm is endless. And I want to know what's after that realm. That's what I'm working on next. And I want to see if what the Buddhists believe is true about the so many realms you have to ascend to, and like where you go when you die. I do know for a fact the astral realm exists. I have been there. You have been there. Many people have been there. But I do want to know what comes next. Hellboy, it sounds like you are well on your way. Make sure you're documenting all of this. Definitely. Because it sounds like he's trying to show you something. And yes, even though when I told you Beelzebub pulled me into my enemy's mind and it looked scary, I still felt okay and secure. So I get what you mean by that. Conjure Mama, I do more study than magic, and I've been at this 20 years. Same. And I tell everybody, the research never ends. I don't care how long you've been practicing, okay? So Conjure Mama, you and I would be at priestess level, okay, according to their books or whatever. We would be able to lead, to teach. But are we even done practicing? Are we done with our own research? It will never end. You are always going to research and have to research. You're always, I mean, that is part and the practice. Knowledge. At first, witchcraft can appeal to people with, oh, I want money. I want love. I want, this or that. And it starts off with a appeal in that aspect. But then as things start working, you see it for yourself. It's one coincidence after another, and then you start really experiencing these things. It don't become so much anymore about all that materialistic things. It becomes more about your path, more about you, more about this hidden knowledge, more about what you can uncover and discover and learn and see in this world, beyond what we see in our reality. It becomes so much more. Witchcraft becomes you. You become it. It becomes your life, your practice, your work. And not everyone will cut it. If you're in it for the trends, if you're in it because it appeals to you and you want to Alohomora and unlock a door with a wand, Harry Potter pun. But when you get to that point, I think all you witches know what I'm talking about. You get to that point and you say, there's something more to this. There's something more to me. There's something more to this world, and I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to figure me out. That's when witchcraft really becomes real to you, because that's when the real practice begins. That's when the real learning begins. If I'm making sense in my rambling. Sorry guys, let me catch up on some of these comments. You teach your kids. So do I. Right now, the only ones left in our family coven, of course, my grandmother is our elder. You have me, and then you have my boys. On my native side, my father and them all do practice their traditions, but I'm not much in my father's life. However, if I do ever go back to America, I was working on it before I left there, but I would work on it when I got back there about getting into the reservation, but it's up to the tribe. But yes, I teach my children, definitely. Oh, I love Silent Hill. Hold on, let me read this. I've seen some crazy shit on YouTube. The whole thing with YouTube is we explain how things are done in information. And that's true, Lady Blind Wolf. It wasn't... Oh, hold on. Sorry. It moves every time I get a new chat in. What is wrong with this thing? Oh my god. Ugh. I went to a place. Oh, exactly, Ricky. You're rushing. Stop rushing and enjoy being a kid. Yes, and enjoy learning. Definitely. That would be my advice to you, Ricky. So well done, Lady Blind Wolf. And Hellboy, I went to a place of land, flesh, steel, and rust. I experienced one similar. Um, and it is hard to describe. Um, Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to find where we're at and need to understand that spirits lie in the world and say in the astral one. Yeah. Yep. 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 What console? PS4 will inbox you on our PSN. Oh, Hellboy, you're a gamer too. Hell yeah. Let's game up, man. Cats in Love. I want to do Astral again. It was so beautiful, but I can't do on command. That is very hard to do, Cats in Love, and the only I practiced and practiced dream work for years, and I was able to do astraling, but I couldn't control when. But after my path working with Beelzebub, it came a lot easier to me. For some reason, he teaches sciences and breaks down different things of like that. If it wasn't Lucifer, what was it? It very well could have been did I miss something, Ricky? Did someone say it wasn't? You came across a lower entity. How intense was it, Ricky? Can you describe to me when Lucifer came to you? Because Lady Blind Wolf makes a good point there. Describe to me, please, what the energy felt like when this entity was summoned. And Hellboy says, sadly, I play the old games. Don't have... Aww. I like the old games, too. Like Silent Hill, though, and Resident Evil, of course, are my fucking all-time favorite. I'm playing Code Veronica now. Pissed off because I'm stuck. I wasted all my ammo, and I can't beat a boss. So I'm gonna have to go back and replay it. Cats in Love. I can recommend that, and the mail clears up. And yes, if you have Amazon Prime, we also made like a little list on there. I know some of you were asking where I got my tarot cards and other items. Well, I found on Amazon a lot of my items people were asking about, and we made a little list thingy that you could click on and find those items. So if you're interested in that. Oh, I said it wasn't because of the details he was describing. I said it was a possibility. Oh, okay. It was like blinding, and I felt dizzy, and it smelt like a smudge stick. Ricky, I do not believe that was Lucifer. I'm sorry to tell you that. Um, hmm. I think it was a lesser entity. Um, yeah, I would, Ricky. When Lucifer came to me the first time, one, you will feel this shift of energy in the room and around you like nothing you've ever felt before. When you play with these entities or their powers, their essence, and it fully erupts around you, the level of power evoked at that moment is very hard to be around or control at first, until you kind of get addicted to that. But it can be terrifying for people that have never done it before. Um, so I would do a cleansing and try to be careful in the future. You don't know what you might lure, especially with blood magic. We'll go over that in packs tomorrow. And I will even talk about who's best for packs and who's not. Believe it or not, Lucifer, a lot of people think, oh, that's the deal maker. Believe it or not, my advice would be to go to Asmodeus or Mammon, or like if you needed a pact done. But Ricky, don't do that. Oh my God, I've spoke too much. Don't do it right now, okay? Because this is a great example. I'm making a martyr out of you. I just think it was a lesser entity, Ricky. Here's the thing. A lot of these demonic entities, when we try to summon them, they don't come alone. That's like, for example, with Beelzebub, he came with 3 other entities. These entities carry legions with them. So there are many lesser entities, all with different personalities. You really can't be sure until you're experienced enough to know better. That tells me there that that's probably where it went wrong as well. You have to be able to know who it is you're talking to. You have to be very enlightened on your spirit communication. You have to be able to tell what kind of being entity it is and if it's who you are trying to summon. I don't think it will hurt you. I just think you should do a cleansing. I would clean out that house and the area you did it. And the pact that you tried to make, if you did it on paper, I would go bury that if you didn't already burn it in the ritual. And yes, like Lady Blindwolf said. So, but I love you guys. It is getting quite late. I just used words, no deity, or I just used words, no paper. Oh, good, good. That's good. That's a good thing. You can call on deities you already work with to help you establish connections. And that's true and a great point, Conjure Mama. Reiki, the deities you say already claimed you. Try to do more path working with them to deeper get a better understanding on invoking and evoking entities and how you must know them and how you can tell it's their energy. Learn from the deities that you are already working with. That is a great suggestion and a great way to become more familiar with these things. And please do go back and watch from the beginning on these Twitch videos. It's why I am doing this. Literally, I broke down every step of ritual magic and properly how to do it. Please research and don't only watch mine, you know, watch other magicians, but you have to also be careful with that. Weed out the bullshit from the real shit and be smart about it, okay? Michael helped me establish contact with Lucifer. Yes. Are you talking about Saint Michael, or Archangel Michael? Sorry, Saint Michael, jeez. It's the name of a school down the road. It gets... Lady Blindwolf, yes, dear, for fuck's sake. Please don't burn it, bury it, and put some sage and dragon's blood. Yeah. Well, he did it with words. So, with a... How did you offer the blood for a pact? And who told you how to... Or are you talking about Michael Ford? Oh, Archangel Michael, okay. Cool. Yeah, and he will. Angels can be worked with just as well. Start with them, guys. Yeah, Lady Blindwolf gives a lot of good advice, and you already worked with Michael, and when Lucifer came into my life, everybody told me I was going to die. Oh, wow. Last part of the astral projection, as I was going back to the door, I felt a hand on my shoulder, strong gripping, but not in a threatening manner. More of a reassurance, if that makes sense. It does. And when I turned, I saw him. The room energy changed completely. I was not prepared for this. I saw an African wasp's fly thing with a human skull on it. Beelzebub is working through you, my dear. Hellboy, welcome to the dark side. Definitely. So sometimes these entities can appear, and I have heard of Baal or Beelzebub appearing as a wasp type being or fly with a skull. To me, he appeared as a very large guy with a dark hooded cloak, and all you could see was swarming for the face and hands because they're so opposed. Oh, Jesus. So they told you were gonna die? God, that'd terrify me too. I mean, I was terrified forever. You know, when I first started out, even when I was a gray witch, I was like, hell no, I ain't gonna summon up no demons and shit, you know? But then the more I started looking at the left-hand path and my attention would start becoming directed to these things, and it does look like you're diving in, Hellboy, and they will kind of lead you. One thing with Beelzebub is you will have to pay attention to everything he shows you, and the reason why is because when I said earlier, like with Belial, how he tells me more, Beelzebub was a little more silent with me, and other practitioners said with them as well. Now, when I really absolutely needed him to speak, he would. But he was more of the, I'm going to show you and see what you do about it type of guy. If that makes sense. And yeah, Conjure Mama, I was afraid too. And the first time I actually summoned up my first demonic entity, I was completely terrified. And that's not the way you to be, especially, that's a big mistake. Big mistake in the left-hand path if you're going to do any kind of summoning or conjuring. Fear, no. No, you want to express your power. You want to stand your ground because some of them will test you. They will test your wit. your strength. They will test everything about you in your life. So as I warn everybody, when you play with the left-hand path, be prepared to be dragged and changed forever. Forever. And a lot of us are scared of that. We don't want to change. We're good where we're at type of feeling. But really, are we going to ascend or transform? And who wouldn't want to dive into the best part of themselves and discover themselves? I met 3 TikTokers who helped me so much. That's awesome, Conjure Mama. Keep watching them, you know. I'm really glad that you found them. I do know Devil's Advocate is really, he knows what he's talking about. My information, I don't give out lightly. I know he's a bit more open with what he does, and so are some of the other left-hand pathers. I'll answer if you have a question. He's one. That's good. That is good, because I know you're getting good information then. But that's why I chose one day to talk about the left-hand path. We are always evolving in our paths. That's why I say TikTok and stuff like this just deserves, so that we can connect with other witches. Exactly. At Conjure Mama, Medusa is the one that told me that Lucifer is a beginner demon. Hold on. I'm taking names. Oh, is she on TikTok? Is that person on TikTok, Ricky? Oh my God. And this is what I had a problem with when I know drama went around Witch Talk when I first came on there. And I didn't mean for it to blow up as big as it did with this girl, but she was saying stuff about the archangels transforming into goddesses, and then they were having children, and most of us were half god, like in the fucking, what were those Percy Jackson movies, and just all this bullshit about demons. That's when I had it with her, and I was like, look, this bitch is literally making shit up, like, and it ain't okay. It's not safe. And then it caused like a whole big thing and a deal. And then I was the bad guy and picking on her. And I was like, you know what? I ain't saying shit no more. And fuck all of y'all. Because there's only a few on here that I can tell are real. And I'm telling you, no. Nope, nope, nope. So I'm like, fine. If that's how it's gonna be, you know? I checked her. Good cats in love. Wait, who said that? Oh, I'm not gonna get into the name of the girl. Everyone knows. Wait, are you April? Who, me? No, I'm not April. I go by Raven's Claw. My real name's Courtney. But, Lady Blind Wolf, I was about to say yes. I didn't want to, like, just call her out like that, you know. I wanted to give her the opportunity to tell you, Conjure Mama, but yes, Lady Blind Wolf would be April. You know who she is, Conjure Mama? Yeah. Yeah, I was pissed at that. I was like, oh my God, you know, oh my God, because I'm very passionate about what I do. And when you're telling me there's little demons that hobble around your house and just, oh my, I can't, guys, I can't. And then there's a lot of really good witches on there that give great content and information to people, and they get bashed or bullied. And then you got the bigger ones that, I'm not going to give my opinion, but nah, you know what I mean? Nah. And then you get smaller ones that actually know their shit and deserve the clout. You know what I mean? So, what I miss? Oh, hold on. Oh, I missed quite a bit. Okay, Medusa is the one, uh, yeah, and that bothers me too, Ricky. How did she tell you this? I checked her. What happened? Conjure Mama didn't know the whole story. This one witch on TT just beyond what I can handle. Oh, TikTok. I was talking about what happened to Conjure Mama and didn't know the whole story. Apparently, Witch Talk is separating and they're making a new hashtag because of all the drama and misinformation. I don't know a lot about it. A lot of us don't. I've kind of kept up on it. I kind of see it, and really, it's all a bunch of petty bullshit. If people would get over their ego, okay? A lot of it wouldn't be on there. A lot of it really is over ego and attitude. If people would just have respect for other people, you can always agree to disagree. We can have healthy debates. Me and Lady Blind Wolf all the time have debates, do we not, Lady Blind Wolf? And sometimes she feels one way and I'll feel another about a certain topic. But we leave it at that. We still love each other. We're still homegirls. And we're both very opinionated people and passionate about our opinions. But Lady Blind Wolf and I now have been in the same communities forever. Like, we go way back to when I first started YouTube. Like, she was one of the first ones that pulled me under their wing on there, and you know. But I love my anti-drama shield. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, TikTok is a bunch of drama. If it isn't other witches coming at you, then you're seeing scammers and fake witches with elaborate shit to further scam people. And then if it isn't that, it's the fucking Christians rolling in. Can a bitch get a break? Nah. Just making jokes. Yes, thanks to Kinetic and Reverend Victoria. That's how we met, trying to trample a troll, or what we thought was a troll. It was actually a real Reverend. Wait, that was me too! That's right, Lady Blindwolf. That is how we met. We both were sticking up for someone. We thought that they were going after another YouTuber that we liked and was always nice to us. And turns out Lady Blindwolf and I took it wrong and we attacked the poor lady for no reason. So after that, we were like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, but it didn't look good. It didn't, you know? But that just goes to show you that sometimes we can misinterpret other people's intentions. Must I speak like a robot to get words out? Yes. Yes. It was the other one that, yeah, I know what you're on about. Definitely. Well, I love you guys. It's getting quite late over here for me. I had fun tonight. I'm looking forward. Oh, I said we would do packs and blood tomorrow. We have our full moon ritual tomorrow. I'm an idiot. Idiot. If I'm feeling energized, we'll talk about it after. If not, that will be our next topic, guys. So, full moon ritual tomorrow. I will see you there. Don't forget your ritual baths a little before. I will put a message up on TikTok tomorrow on what time, UK time, I'll be going live. Okay, that way we'll kind of all know. If you can just look for that TikTok tomorrow, I will be putting it on. I've missed it too, Conjure Mama. I love chatting with you all. It is always never dull. It is always exciting. And you guys have so much love and care, and I love you all like I do. You're my hearts. Thank you guys. I will see you at the ritual, and keep your eyes out for the TikTok tomorrow to announce around what time we'll be going live. Yeah, all right. Good night, you guys. I love you all, and thank you again for coming and supporting me and the world tomorrow. Much love to you all. Have a great night, Hellboy, and all of you.